Have you ever come across something so extraordinary that it reshaped the way you see the world? From a Eucharist host in Venezuela glowing with light, to a woman standing and walking after more than 2 decades in a wheelchair, these incredible moments were all captured on camera. Could a single spark of faith, or a force beyond explanation, truly shift the course of reality? Stay tuned, because what you're about to witness isn't fantasy. It's documented. Among the most extraordinary Eucharistic miracles recognized by the Church is one that took place on December 8, 1991 at the Shrine of Betania in Venezuela. During Mass, a priest witnessed the consecrated host begin to bleed from one side. Acting quickly, he preserved the host and launched an examination. Witnesses, including many pilgrims, confirmed there were no injuries from which the blood could have come. The local bishop ordered an investigation, and scientific analysis revealed that the blood on the host was human, classified as type AB positive, the same blood type found on the Shroud of Turin and in the ancient Eucharistic miracle of Lanciano, Italy, dating back to the year 750. However, the miraculous signs continued. After the Mass, when the priest reopened the tabernacle, the host appeared to be burning with a bright light, and a pulsating heart filled with fresh blood was seen at its center. Within 30 seconds, the host returned to its normal appearance, and fortunately, the event was captured on video. Today, the miraculous host remains preserved at the Los Teques convent in Venezuela, where the blood remains as fresh as it was more than 30 years ago. But the wonders don't end there. What happens when a life, thought to be forever changed, takes an unexpected turn toward hope? In the late 1980s, Dalia, a gospel singer, was paralyzed from the waist down after a car crash while traveling with her sister and brother-in-law, who were miraculously unharmed. Fast forward to 2010, Dalia and her husband attended a Bay Revival service in Mobile, Alabama, led by British evangelist Nathan Morris. Interestingly, Dalia later admitted that had she known healing would be a focus of the event, she might have stayed away from that incident. At that point, she had been confined to a wheelchair for more than 2 decades. Standing near the front, Dalia listened as Morris prayed, and for the first time in years, she felt a deep stir of faith. At home, her husband supported her in front of a mirror, encouraging her with the words, "I want you to see yourself standing." Slowly, sensation returned to her legs. In a stunning moment, she stood and began lifting her knees, taking real steps. For the following weeks, Dalia regained strength and eventually walked unaided before the entire congregation, leaving witnesses astonished. Her story highlights a common misconception. Many believe faith works like a thermostat. The stronger the faith, the greater the miracle. Yet sometimes, even the smallest spark of belief is enough to witness the extraordinary. If you think a recovery like Dalia's was extraordinary, wait until you hear about a silent statue that brought thousands to tears. Throughout history, the Virgin Mary is believed to have shown deep compassion for humanity's struggles through numerous supernatural appearances. One of the most astonishing events took place in Akita, Japan. On July 6, 1973, witnesses saw a wooden statue of the Virgin Mary sweating from its face down to its feet. Later, in January of 1975, both eyes of the statue overflowed with what appeared to be real human tears. News spread quickly, drawing thousands of visitors. After scientific testing, researchers confirmed the fluids were human in origin, but found no natural explanation, leading many to believe a supernatural force was at work. The story centers around Sister Agnes Katsuko Sasagawa, a nun at the chapel of the Institute of the Handmaids of the Holy Eucharist. She reported that an angel instructed her to pray at the chapel. Despite being deaf for years, Sister Agnes heard a voice she claimed was the Virgin Mary, telling her, "You will recover from your hearing loss. Be patient." The miracles continued. Around June of 1973, while hospitalized, Sister Agnes's guardian angel reportedly appeared again, teaching her the Fatima prayer. The statue's weeping later gained national attention, with Japan's television airing it on December 8, 1979. In total, the statue was recorded to have wept 101 times, with the final weeping on the Feast of Our Lady of Sorrows in 1981. Now, let's shift from sacred wonders to a real-life survival story that unfolds in the blink of an eye, where every second. Throughout history, life and death have often seemed beyond human control. In shocking footage, a toddler was playing near a parked vehicle. The driver, unaware of the child's presence, pulled away and unfortunately ran over the toddler. For a few horrifying seconds, the child completely disappeared under the car. However, against all odds, the toddler quickly got back up, seemingly unharmed. Viewers were astonished to see the child standing and moving as if nothing had happened. He was immediately taken to the hospital for evaluation, and remarkably, doctors found he had sustained only minor injuries. Cases like this defy logic and remind us that sometimes, even in the face of disaster, the impossible becomes reality. According to recent safety studies published in 2024, incidents involving child pedestrian injuries have decreased by nearly 15% globally due to improved vehicle sensors. Yet miracles like this remain exceedingly rare. Surviving against all odds is remarkable, but could there be unseen hands guiding us when danger strikes? Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Many believe that every individual is accompanied by a guardian angel, silently protecting them from birth until their final day. One incredible incident, widely circulated online and often called the teleportation rescue, was captured by a traffic surveillance camera. In this footage, a man riding a bicycle suddenly appeared on the upper right side of a road just as a heavy truck sped past. In a split second, an unidentified figure materialized beside him. Miraculously, the cyclist was pulled to safety, separated from his bike, before disaster could strike. Witnesses pointed out a glowing light in the hand of the mysterious figure, adding even more intrigue to the event. Interestingly, the road where this event took place appeared unusually quiet, making the sudden appearance even harder to explain. Later, the cyclist reportedly shared that he believed a mystifying or angelic force had intervened to save him. However, not everyone agrees. Some viewers argue the footage may have been digitally manipulated using editing techniques. While many astonishing videos flood the internet every year, experts suggest that a significant number could be the result of special effects rather than genuine miracles. Still not convinced that the extraordinary walks among us? Get ready for one of the most unbelievable sights ever recorded, deep in a snowy forest. While wandering through a snowy forest in Russia, a man and his dog were simply enjoying a game of fetch. Everything seemed normal until suddenly, the dog froze, alert to something unseen. In a flash, the dog bolted deep into the woods, ignoring every call from his owner. Determined not to lose his companion, the man began recording as he chased after him through the thick snow. Eventually, he stumbled upon a clearing, and there, he witnessed something beyond explanation. A young girl wearing a bright red coat was floating several feet above the ground. Beneath her stood a woman, gazing up in complete astonishment. The man stopped in his tracks, capturing the breathtaking moment on camera. It was a scene that could have been pulled straight from chilling movies like the conjuring, or paranormal activity. Some believers in the paranormal suggest that a mysterious supernatural force could have lifted the girl into the air. Others think it might have been an elaborate hoax, possibly inspired by ancient stories from Buddhist or Eastern mysticism that describe feats of spiritual levitation. What do you think? Could this have been a carefully crafted illusion? Or did this child truly defy gravity? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you believe. Angels are often described as spiritual beings who dwell in realms of pure, unreachable light, serving as messengers and representatives of a higher power. Traditionally believed to be invisible to the human eye, one question remains: can they sometimes be seen through a camera? In a case that sparked widespread fascination, a security camera reportedly captured a mysterious figure descending to the ground before vanishing into the night sky within seconds. Even more remarkably, several children who were nearby claimed to have witnessed the event firsthand. Filled with awe and confusion, they sprinted toward the spot where the figure had landed, hoping to find some trace of what they had seen. Armed with flashlights, they inspected the area carefully, shining light over the exact place where the figure appeared. Their faces revealed a mixture of disbelief and wonder. Later, independent analysts who reviewed the footage suggested that it showed no obvious signs of tampering, leaving the possibility of an authentic, unexplained phenomenon open for debate. While miracles can appear in the skies, sometimes they strike much closer to home, in ways no one could predict. Some miracles unfold in an instant, leaving no time to prepare. In a heart-stopping event caught on a baby monitor in Prairieville, Louisiana, a 5-month-old baby boy was sleeping peacefully in his crib when disaster struck. Without warning, a massive oak tree crashed through the roof and into the child. A deafening roar shook the home of Courtney and Cal Buckholtz, jolting them awake. As they rushed to their baby's room, they saw shattered glass and heavy rain pouring through the broken window. What they did not realize at that moment was that a huge tree, with a trunk measuring about 4 feet wide, had smashed into the house. Panicked and overwhelmed, they cried out, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" as they tried to understand how a tree had ended up inside their child's room. It was not until daylight that the full extent of the devastation became clear. The oak had split the house completely in half. Amazingly, despite the overwhelming destruction, their infant son survived without a single serious injury. According to recent safety reports as of 2025, accidents involving falling trees cause fewer than 1% of residential fatalities each year, making survival stories like this extraordinarily rare. Some miracles happen when hope seems completely lost. In one unforgettable case, 14-year-old Chelsea, a girl who had battled serious health problems her entire life, passed away of pneumonia in a hospital room. Born 5 weeks premature, Chelsea faced developmental challenges and was highly vulnerable to life-threatening infections. Her condition worsened rapidly, and after doctors informed her family there was no chance of survival, Chelsea's mother made the heartbreaking decision to remove her from life support, allowing her to pass naturally. Her sister Kaylee sat by her side, believing she was saying her final goodbyes. Yet something extraordinary happened. About an hour after life support was withdrawn, nurses monitoring the security cameras noticed a strange figure appearing near Chelsea's door. An image resembling an angel was clearly visible on the monitor. Shocked, Chelsea's mother quickly snapped a photo of the display. Although terrified that the angel might be coming to take her daughter away, she soon realized something else was unfolding. Rushing into the room, doctors and nurses found Chelsea showing sudden signs of life. Against all medical expectations, she was breathing on her own. In a stunning turnaround, Chelsea made a full recovery and returned home not long afterward. If that amazed you, prepare yourself, because nothing challenges our understanding of life like what happened next. The end of life is a natural part of existence, but waking up at your own funeral is something that defies all understanding. In a case that left an entire community stunned, a toddler suffering from a high fever was taken to the hospital. After several tests, doctors, heartbreakingly, found no signs of life and informed the family that nothing more could be done. Funeral preparations began soon after. Yet, as mourners gently carried the small coffin into the church, something extraordinary happened. A neighbor noticed subtle movements coming from inside. When they carefully checked, they saw the child's head move. Moments later, to the astonishment of everyone present, the toddler was found alive and breathing. Quickly wrapped in a shawl, she was rushed back for medical care, having survived what many thought would be her final farewell. According to recent medical studies published up to 2025, instances of mistaken death diagnoses occur in fewer than 1 out of every 10,000 cases globally, making moments like this extremely rare. Have you ever witnessed a moment that made you question everything you thought was true? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. In Zhuhai, China, a man named Mr. Li was driving to work when disaster struck. Out of nowhere, a construction crane collapsed onto his Audi, crushing the front portion of the vehicle. Surveillance cameras captured the shocking moment, leaving viewers fearing the worst after witnessing the impact. For a few tense moments, there was no sign of movement. Then, against all odds, Mr. Li poked his head through the shattered roof. Although clearly disoriented, he managed to climb out of the wreckage on his own. A nearby driver, visibly stunned, rushed over to check on him. Mr. Li was later taken to the hospital, where doctors confirmed he had suffered a broken right ankle. According to global traffic safety studies updated to 2025, fatal outcomes in similar heavy equipment accidents occur in more than 65% of cases, making Mr. Li's survival truly extraordinary. Still amazed? The next story proves that even a split-second reaction can mean the difference between tragedy and triumph. Whether or not you believe in miracles, sometimes being in exactly the right place at exactly the right time feels like something beyond coincidence. One morning in Turkey, a baby girl named Doha was sleeping near a window when danger struck. In a terrifying moment, she fell from a second-story window, but incredibly, she never touched the ground. Walking nearby was Fouzi Zabat, an Algerian immigrant. As fate would have it, he spotted little Doha just in time. Seeing her dangling precariously, he prepared for the worst. When she fell, Zabat reacted in a split second, extending his arms and catching her safely before she could hit the pavement. Thanks to his quick reflexes and sharp instincts, Doha escaped without a single injury. And if you believe destiny has its own mysterious timing, the next rescue story from an icy river will leave you absolutely speechless. On a freezing night in Utah, a car crashed off a bridge and plunged into an icy river. The vehicle remained upside down in the freezing water for hours, unnoticed, until early the next morning when a fisherman spotted it and immediately called for help. When we first received the report that there was a vehicle upside down in the river, a police officer recalled, a fisherman had walked by and noticed it. At that time, we did not know if the car was abandoned or if anyone was still inside. Inside the wreckage, little Lily, a toddler, was found to be the sole survivor. Her mother, sadly, had not survived the accident. 3 firefighters and 2 police officers bravely entered the freezing river, working together to tip the car onto its side and rescue the child. Several first responders later shared that they had heard a voice calling out for help, even though Lily, being so young, would not have been able to call for assistance herself. The emergency crews were treated for hypothermia due to the extreme cold, while Lily had endured the icy conditions throughout the entire night. After being hospitalized, she made a remarkable recovery and was soon released. Among doctors and first responders, she became known as the miracle baby. In Fortaleza, Brazil, stunning CCTV footage captured the moment a toddler fell from a town center building with tremendous force. In the first milliseconds of the fall, the child was thrust forward by the impact of the descent. Against all odds, the young girl survived. The first to reach her was a local moto-taxi driver who gently scooped her up as she reached out for comfort. In disbelief, he glanced upward at the building, struggling to comprehend how she was still alive after such a fall. Eyewitnesses later shared that her fall was partially broken by telephone wires stretched between buildings, which helped to slow her descent and deflect the worst of the impact. Thanks to this extraordinary stroke of luck, or perhaps something greater, the toddler survived without life-threatening injuries. Her family firmly believes that a guardian angel was watching over her that day. Finally, as we close, a tender sign from above reminds us that sometimes love finds a way to cross even the greatest distances. In the Philippines, a grieving mother named Joy Ganda Vibar Alamares shared a touching video taken during her child's memorial service, held 40 days after the family's loss. In the footage, a white balloon is seen moving steadily from the area near the child's memorial toward the mother, who is visibly overcome with emotion. What makes this moment even more extraordinary is how the balloon appears to wrap itself gently around her, almost as if offering one final embrace. Skeptics note that a balloon losing helium can drift unpredictably, often appearing to move with purpose. However, Joy shared the video with the heartfelt hashtag #OneLastHug, firmly believing that it was a sign of her child reaching out one last time. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I hope you'll love this content. Comment below about the next topic you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.